His owner will call his nearby dealer, and he'll be there to answer that call, whether it comes from Utah or Uganda, whether the job is to be done in Sydney, Australia, or Salina, Kansas. These large, completely equipped dealer stores are located throughout the civilized world to give owners expert, friendly service. They have fine shops, expert mechanics, large stocks of genuine parts, and their personnel is thoroughly schooled in many methods that will conserve money and materials during these vital days of war. So let's visit one of these dealer shops and see the many ways in which they are saving and serving when machine repairs are needed. Here's a piston that still fits the cylinder, but the ring grooves are badly worn. So it is put on a lathe, and the ring grooves are made wider. A new and wider ring is installed and fits perfectly. Piston pin retainer plugs may become worn after long service. By putting the pistons lathe and remachining them, the latest type lock rings and piston pins can be installed, thus returning this vital assembly to new condition. The life of cylinder liners can frequently be prolonged by removing the ring ridge near the top of the cylinder and then etching the entire barrel. This special cutter is used to remove the ridge that might damage new pistons or rings. Next, the entire cylinder is etched to remove the glaze that comes from long operation. A special plunger connected to a storage battery is first dipped into an etching solution. The current from the battery combines with chemical action to remove glaze and gum from the cylinder wall. Result, a renewed liner surface that will break in the new ring and recondition piston just right. Here's a slide shaft that seems to be ready for destruction, but even this damaged part can be reclaimed. The worn splines are built up by welding, and the skillful workman can add metal until the ridges are back to their original size. A file and grinding wheel are used to finish the splines to exact dimensions. Many worn crankshafts can be put back into service by regrinding the journals and installing new rod and main bearings. It's only a matter of putting the shaft on a grinder and finishing worn journals to fit the precision-type bearings, which may be obtained in special sizes from the factory. Worn sprockets can be renewed by simply cutting off the old rim with a welding torch. A new rim, available from the parts department and made from the same heat-treated steel that has been developed especially for this grueling surface, is slipped over the old hub and welded securely into position. So the sprocket that goes back on the tractor has been renewed with a real saving of money and material. We see how much this track link is worn down by comparing it with a new one. Even so, it can be given a second useful life by welding on a steel plate that brings the rail back to original thickness. This is just another example of service that keeps dollars in the customer's pocket and vital steel in our war chest. Cylinder heads seldom need repair, but if damage does occur, numerous ways have been found to repair it without the expense of buying a new head. This serviceman is stopping a leak by drilling out the hole and plugging it. Such a critical job calls for expert workmanship. If valve seats become pitted or burned, here's a way to make them as good as new. A special reamer cuts out the old seat and fits it for valve seat inserts. These steel rings must fit tighter than any glove, so the ingenious mechanic sets them on dry ice, where sub-zero temperature contracts them so they are easily installed. Worn track roller rims may be repaired by building them up with welding rods. After the welding is completed, the rollers are placed on a special grinder that automatically removes the excess material, gives the roller a high polish, and finishes it to correct diameter. Now let's see what can be done to sharpen a very dull cutting edge. It is placed in a power-driven fixture that moves it beneath an acetylene torch at the correct speed and angle to cut a brand new edge. It's a good edge that will go back on the machine and do a lot more hard work.